beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome. My name is Georgia. So, we are going to do a recap and a review of Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 9, titled Disrespectful. So, if you remember the last episode we left off, we were at Gucci's birthday party where JJ hired a exotic dancer. All the ladies were getting along, and we're picking up where we have Latiesha on the phone with Glen. We have where Cliff called Glen to let him know that she was at the party and she wasn't acting right, which was not the truth. So we have Glen somewhere out in the ocean calling his wife and telling her she needs to be a respectful woman because anybody carrying his last name need to respect it. So we had Letitia going off on Glen on the phone, and then we see Cliff come outside, or she calls him outside, and she let him know that, what you did was wrong. Don't be out here trying to get into my marriage when you have stuff going on in yours. Go figure out your life before you meddle into other people's business. So then we have also Latrice come outside, and we have Marie. So at that point, I think Cliff went back in, and then the ladies were outside just kikiing and stuff like that. But Letitia was still upset because what Cliff did was wrong. I mean, come on, you don't do that. So the ladies were outside for a while, and I think they came to make the mood light or whatever. But they were outside comparing bodies. We have Latrice telling Marie that her body is store-bought, and Marie is like, girl, this is all natural. I don't know what you talking about, but get your facts right. This is all natural. So we left that there. They were just kikiing and just going back and forth for a while. So we left that scene, and now we have Aikisha and Willie at home. We have where Willie is serving his wife some food. We find out that she liked to eat. She said, my husband know the way to my heart is through my stomach. Of course, he didn't cook. He ordered it and went to pick it up, and then he plated it for her and gave her. So she had like 3 or 4 dishes in front of her while he had one little bowl. And he said, he's on a diet, so he needs to keep his weight down. As we know, he is on a show here in New York. I think it's ESPN. So he's on camera, and as you know, camera add weight to, the body, so he needs to keep it down. But he said, I know what you like, so here you go, eat up. So while they were sitting there talking, I'm surprised she didn't bring up the exotic dancer, but she did tell him that all the girls were getting along at the party, and she felt good about that. She let him know, I should say, that she's a little bit nervous because she's still waiting on a decision from the committee who is going to greenlight the Farish Street project. She said she put in a proposal for, I think, 3 or 4 buildings, like, a cluster of buildings. We have other people who just want to work on one project, but she has a number of projects that she wants to work on simultaneously that's going to coexist and make everything come together. So she's waiting for the committee to decide. So she wants to bring their business. They want to have a franchise of their business, Bricks on Hops, that they have in the Bronx. And they want to do a franchise of it there. So that's going to be one of the buildings. But as we know, it's a historic community. And with historic communities, you're not allowed to do much changes. You're allowed to revitalize and, make things look a little bit newer, but you can't do much changes, especially on the outside of the buildings. You could do certain things on the inside if it's feasible, but you can't change around too much. So that's why it's taken so long. I'm guessing the committee is looking at what she needs to do and to see if it's going to disrupt the infrastructure at all. So that's why it's probably taking so long. So she also tells Willie that she wants to do her holiday mixer that she does every day. Her last name is Holly, Hollly. So she wants to do a holiday mixer for Christmas in one of the buildings on Farish Street. She wants to invite all the Bells along with, other dignitaries in the community who's going to make a decision as far as, the project and stuff. And she's letting them know that it's going to be over by 9. So even though All these ladies like to be fashionably late. By 9 o'clock, we shutting it down and we going home. So don't be late. So she's gonna reach out to each and every one of them to invite them to the mixer. So we leave her and Willie in that scene and we head over to Latrice and Latesha. And they are out playing tennis. They're gonna get a tennis lesson from an instructor. And she really wanted to talk to her about the way that Cliff was behaving at the party. She figured, okay, let me talk to your wife because apparently I can't talk to you. So let me have a conversation with your wife. And Latrice basically told her, like, listen, that's my husband. I'm going to stick by him, even though she didn't even say he was wrong or anything. She's like, well, that's my husband, and whatever he says go. So Letitia now gets in a confessional and tells us that Latrice is, accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and Cliff knows this. So even if he's in the wrong, she knows that Latrice is not gonna tell him he's wrong because he is controlling and for lack of better words, he's the leader in their marriage. And Latrice already told us that, that's how she view her marriage. She's like, we're still trying to figure this marriage thing out. So I love my husband. So no matter what people say, even they could say I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm whatever. He tells me what to do. She's like, I love my husband and we're still trying to figure it out. So she didn't get anywhere with Latrice on that. She didn't get a confidant in her. She didn't get an ally in her. I'm sure Latrice was not going to go back and tell her husband that she even met up with Latiesha. But they had a good game of tennis. They enjoyed it. Latrice said she thought she was just going to come look cute. And Latiesha was actually playing and she was good at it. She was getting all the balls. Latrice was missing them all, I think, on purpose. And at the end, the instructor tell them that they got to pick up the balls, which was over 100 balls. She's like, I ain't doing that. She's like, I came for a lesson. I'm not going to be cleaning up. So that was the lesson, the tennis lesson with Latrice and Latiesha. Okay, again, now we go back over to Aikisha, and she's at home. She has invited her sisters over to, just wind down. They say have a drink and just tell them about what's going on with the show and to invite them to the holiday mixer. Even though they do it every year, she says she's inviting them. They're asking about how her relationship is going with the ladies. She let them know that Tambra, I don't know where I'm getting Tamara. She said Tambra brought her into the group, but then turned around and tell the ladies that she's a it starter. And that hurt her feelings. She's like, I've known her since high school, so I don't understand where this, animosity is coming from. So the ladies told her that, you just got to be careful of, all these ladies that you're around because they can be catty at times. And when she told them that she's having a holiday mix and she's going to invite the ladies, she asked her sisters to be nice and be cordial. And one of her sisters like, I'm gonna have to get a drink before I come because if anything happened, I'm gonna pop off. So I'm guessing that's the protective sister that is ready for anything at any time. So that was a quick meeting with her sisters to have some wine and to just talk about what's upcoming. Now we have JJ and Big Willie, as JJ called him, and I must say I enjoyed this scene thoroughly. You could see the genuine friendship between the two. You could see the Kiki moment. These are two cool guys who just want to hang out and have some fun. So they meet up to play pool. We have JJ explaining to Willie what it means by big balls and little balls. And being a New Yorker, we have Big Willie talking, man, why can't you just say the striped balls and the solid color balls? Why they gotta be big balls and little balls? JJ showed us, a cute picture of him as a kid. He's so cute as a baby. And he told us that's how he grew up. His uncles, he grew up playing pool with his uncles, and that's how they laid it out. And so that's how it is. But then he gets into telling Willie about the fact that, he did hire a stripper for the party. And Willie was like, get out of here. I didn't know. So Aikisha didn't tell him nothing about it. So when he met up with JJ, that's when he found out that he had a stripper there. And that's why all the ladies were getting along and how Cliff was behaving and all that and all that. So then, Big Willie, so at the end of the night, what was your stripper name when you went home? JJ was like, I was being called all kind of stuff. And when everything was over at the end of the night, I asked her, when you want me to bring him back? Because based on what happened at the party, it looked like JJ had a good time with So Gucci that night afterwards. But the fact that those two guys got together, and it was so nice to see them. I was cackling that whole scene. I enjoyed watching them. And we have Willie saying that he considers JJ a good friend because when he first met him, he didn't know what to think of it. And we all felt that way when we saw JJ was like this man with these little braids and this little man bun and the way he talked and the way he carried himself. We were like, what on earth is this? But I know, like me, you guys have gotten to love JJ and his playful attitude and his just nice personality. So it was just fun to watch that scene between those men. Then he tells JJ tells Willie that Glen want to be a rapper. And you know how we all feel about after a certain age when we have men trying to be rappers. They're like, nah, hang it up, give it up. And in Glen's case, that's the same that we feel about it right now. But he goes in to tell him why. And it was just a nice scene to see the interaction between the two. So I enjoyed that scene thoroughly, and the fact that they get along as guys. So now we leave them there, and we have Latesha and Tambra. They're meeting up in the park. We have Latesha's son Josh with them and the little dog. So they're having a good afternoon in the park with the dog, and we have Tambra comes, and they're talking about the treaty. We have Tambra saying, "I didn't expect you, and of all people, to do something like that." She's like, let's talk about the guy. This is Latesha talking. She's like, you were engaged? She's like, no, I was not engaged to this man. This man is a narcissist, and he has gone to hell and high water to try and destroy me. So we have Latesha apologize to Tambra multiple times, over and over and over, and I could tell she really feels bad about it. And then Latesha gets in the confessional and lets us know that she doesn't know anything about Tambra. They're friends, and she doesn't know anything about Tambra. And this is how we feel as well. We only see that little piece that she showed with her and Demand, and now we are hearing about this person. So that's why I think that Tambra is not going to be on the next season of Belle Collective. I think she's looking to make an exit, and for that, she's just not giving us anything. I think she's looking for a reason to be terminated. This is not for her. I don't think she realized that when it first started. When the first season was here, her friend, the dentist, I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but they were actually good friends. So maybe if that person had stayed on the show, we might get more out of Tambra. But now these ladies that she really don't know that well are trying to get into her life and trying to pull her in. She's like, well, no, this is not for me. But she has a contractual obligation to finish the season. So I think that's what she's doing. And then she's going to make an exit. She goes in and tells Latesha that this person, she was never engaged to this person. They're trying to destroy her life. And if they needed to know anything, all they had to do was ask. So Latesha was like, all right, so I'm going to ask, are you and Demand still together? She's like, yes, we are. She's like, are you currently pregnant? And she just clammed up. She didn't say anything. And Tambra at one point also got in a confessional and told her that because of the business that she's in, which is being a radio host, or just being out there with the public, because I'm sure it's not just being in the studio around the microphone. You have to do community events and stuff like that. She says she's very guarded, so she doesn't let a lot of her business out there, and she doesn't let a lot of people in. She said it actually took her a long time to let Latesha in, but now I don't think she's even gonna want to be bothered. So that was the interaction between Tambra and Latesha. I don't think Tambra is ever gonna film with Marie a one-on-one again. We'll see her in group settings, that's for sure. but until the season is over, I think. But I don't think we're gonna see her do any one-on-one with Marie. I think the only person she'll really talk to is Latrice and Letitia. We saw the blow up between her and Aikisha in season 2, where she was banging on the table and getting loud and stuff. And Aikisha was like, "Girl, you better calm down before it goes left, because that's not what we on." So, so I don't think we're gonna see her film with Aikisha either. Just Latrice and Letitia, and probably in group settings where she's not gonna be questioned. All right. So that was the scene between those two ladies. Now we're at the party. We see everybody coming in. The places look is set up really nice. We see pictures on the wall, or plaques I should say, with a description of who the person is and how they contributed to the community. And the ladies were coming in one on one. We have and I thought that was funny. We have Latrice come in and talk about Marie look like New Year's. I'm like, girl, she does, but do you have to say it? Oh my God. We have Marie coming with the shiny hat and the Versace pants. And she did look festive. I guess that's the look she was going for. She was looking festive, but it wasn't Christmas festive. It was a New Year's festive. We see everyone come in. We see them give each other hugs. Even so, Gucci and Latrice hugged each other. But towards the end now, she's like, I still don't get along with her. We They go around the room, they greet each other, they kiki and stuff. We even see Mel. We haven't seen Mel since the early of season 2, early episodes. We see Mel come up, which is Latrice's friend. So they were just, going around the room and greeting each other and stuff. At one point, we have Aikisha get on the mic and, tell everybody a little bit about the community. She introduced everyone to her mom, Dr. Holly. I forgot her first name. Dr. Sandra Holly, I think. Yeah, Dr. Sandra Holly. And let everyone know that it was Dr. Holly's mother who collected all those photos that were on the wall and, gave the information that needed to be there. And I agree with Aikisha when she says that the children need to know their history. The community need to know their history, because as you know right now, they are trying to erase us from the history books, starting with Florida. If you guys don't know about it, DeSantis came up with a different curriculum where they're trying to wipe us out of the community, out of the history books. So it's important for us to teach each other at home and within events that are held for us to keep our history going, because we did contribute a lot to history, and as we still do at this point. If you didn't know, there are so many inventions that were invented by Black people, and they're trying to suppress all that information. So I agree with Aikisha when she says that, we need to know our history. Not even just the children. There's adults out here who don't need to know our history. And I'm sure I don't know everything about what we did, years ago. So I'm sure there's stuff that I could learn. So hopefully her Farish Street project goes well. I believe she did an interview with Carlos King, and she said she has a surprise for everyone, I think, at the reunion. So I'm thinking that she's gonna let us know that her project was greenlit and that she's gonna move forward with the Farish Street project. So I'm excited for her as well as the ladies on this show. I mean, even though they have their little drama, they're actually getting things done. So it's just really nice to see the progress that they're making. And we are only in season 3, so I'm sure the show is gonna go for a long while. Anyway, I digress. So now, Aikisha, before she gave her speech, was like, so is everyone here? And they're like, no, Lateshia isn't here. And she's like, well, we already know we gotta be out of here by 9, so let's just get going. Eventually, Lateshia show up. We have Marie saying, see, I told you my girl was gonna be here. I think by then Marie had a couple of drinks and she was kind of loud, if in front of the people and all of them, because it wasn't just them. There were dignitaries there from the committee, and she was kind of loud. So Latiesha comes in and she's hugging everyone. She hugs Cliff, and then she's like, I don't know about this based on whatever, what happened. And Cliff was like, man, I tell it like it is. You like, don't F with me. And he said it kind of under his breath. And she was like, what? And Marie was like, he said, he tell it like it is and don't F with it. That's what he said. So Latesha was like, you know what? Being this is where we are, we're not going to get loud about it. But best believe if Cliff keep coming at me like this, I just don't want to deal with him no more. So I think we're going to have a blow up between Cliff and Latesha, or between Latesha and Latrice based on the behavior that Cliff is going on. We don't like Cliff. The girls don't like Cliff. Cliff don't seem to be a very nice person. And this is from watching 3 seasons of Cliff. One by one, the ladies just don't want to deal with him. So I don't know what Latrice is going to do about it, if anything. But Cliff needs to calm the hell down. That's my opinion. All right. So that is the recap of Belle Collective season 3, episode 9, titled Disrespectful. So thank you for watching my review, guys. I do appreciate it. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share this video if you wish. And until next time, like I always say, be sure to take care of yourself and your families. Bye-bye.